What up, guys? Found this post. I really wanted to do a bit of a deep dive on it because I find it a bit interesting for many reasons. Some of it being power lore in Elden Ring and how certain things work. But check this out. So, how far would Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen make it in Elden Ring? If you're not familiar with Gojo, he has an ability called Infinity, where he essentially has an infinite amount of space between him and whatever is going towards him. I'm pretty sure it's something you could turn on and off or whatever, but it is an interesting power, and I kind of want to see if anything in Elden Ring has anything to do with it, or like, you know, any sort of hacks or counters. I just find it interesting because I like the way the conversation can show some interesting points. Like, for example, like Malekith, like Destined Death. Is he able to get around it? Personally, that's where I put him. I would put Gojo making it to Malekith. But there's a lot of good points here that people brought up. But for now, let's just jump into the post. Gojo's dropped in the Lands Between, in the exact same area the Tarnished wakes up after dying to the Grafted Scion. Gojo keeps everything from his verse and has to make it through all of the Remembrance bosses. How far would he make it? Could he become Elden Lord? Now, again, I got him making it to Malekith. So, I'm not even too sure if I'm right on this, but I have a theory that maybe Infinity would work kind of wonky in Azula. Now, a lot of people brought up that I believe, like Azula it's not. Okay, we'll break it down because they could definitely break it down in this. They break it down in this post better than I could. Gojo falls off the edge. Gravity takes us all flying, or no? I think I have flying or no. No shot, dude. I'm pretty sure he has, like, he can fly, right? Or he has, like, and he also has ways to teleport. Not too sure if he could actually fall off in this game, but interesting. Everyone says solos, but Infinity can't protect against poison like Scarlet Rot. Oh, okay, is that true? I don't know. I don't know. Look, I have watched JJK quite a bit. I think in season 1, doesn't Gojo like tank like a face shot of fire from Jogo? And like, if you consider the fact that his hair wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't like dirty from fumes or anything, I don't see why Scarlet Rot would be able to make it through. I mean, that's literal like face in your, like fire in your face. Like, there's no singes, no like nothing like that. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to go into this conversation here. They're definitely talking about this. When Gojo was a teenager, immediately after awakening, he said he didn't have his 6 eyes coded to automatically place Infinity up against harmful poisons. The issue with this argument are, Gojo has mastered his technique far more since then. Oh yeah, if you're talking about like hidden inventory, the issue definitely came off as more of a temporary thing to work out the kinks for. This was an issue that was present only the second he came up with an idea to save energy on Infinity. That makes sense. But yeah, that also tracks with yeah, when Jogo fire-faced Gojo. Gojo was this was after hidden inventory. The 6 eyes still detect lethal intent, so they'd activate upon an enemy using poison as an attack. In a proper fight, he'd just have his Infinity on as a baseline just in case. Yeah, I don't know. Giant poison rot blast from Malenia. I just don't buy that Gojo's. Yeah, I think he has a counter for that. I don't know. That's interesting though, because even if Radahn survived it, right? I think Gojo versus Radahn's a good fight. Like I think before Malekith, Radahn would be like one of the tougher bosses there. I don't know if I have him meeting Malenia though. I just don't need. Yeah, that's true. If actually Malenia might not even have a way to touch him. I don't know. Let's keep on the deep dive. Unless you're very generous and have Radahn hard carry the entire versus scaling, holding star feet is still crazy even if the stars are not real stars. Gojo solos. Right. Okay, so the Radahn stars. That's interesting. I think so. Yeah, the Radahn stars did break the continent a little bit, but it didn't like do. Like, it didn't destroy the planet. Though lore-wise, he would need to grab himself a random weapon and get it max level in order to beat the Elden Beast. Not too sure about that. If his affinity works the way it normally works during the Elden Beast fight, he can just use his fist, right? Nothing wrong with that. I don't know if he oh, well, maybe there is some Elden Ring lore implication where you need, like, the god-slaying weapon. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Alright. I don't know. That's a good point. It's fair enough. To clarify on Radahn holding back the stars, star in Elden Ring refers to a bunch of things. Celestial objects, such as the moon, the sun, so you know, actual stars, meteors, the falling star beasts. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool, etc. Selen and E.G. specifically say Radahn holds back constellations. So maybe like fate, right? Or something like that. Basically, well, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I see what you mean. Okay, but long ago, General Radahn challenged the swirling constellations and in a crushing victory arrested their cycles. Yeah, cycles, constellations. Okay, there's a theme here. There's a theme here. But General Radahn is the conqueror of the stars who stood up to the swirling constellations, halting their movement in a halting their movement in a smashing victory. Halting the constellations. So like yeah, I don't know. That just feels like he's stopping time, and I don't want to get all Vadi here. It's starting to feel like Vadi. But I do like power discussion. We did what, Elden Ring bosses versus like peak armor cores and stuff. Not peak armor cores, but just any, I guess. There's definitely some good conversations regarding how fast Placidux is and stuff. So this sort of reminds me of that. And although it's not technically canon at this point, the spirit that talks about Miquella's eclipse in patch 1.0 of the game originally said this: Lord Miquella, I still cannot make pilgrimage to the Haligtree. Our glorious sun remains held in thrall. So yeah, okay, there's definitely some sort of fate constellation situation going here. Like, I just don't understand, like, what is the lore reason why holding back stars actually stops them from doing their thing besides, like, it's not time yet or whatever. So yeah, literally verbatim stated that Radahn can hold back the sun with his gravity magic. Our sun remains held. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they mean sun literally. This is good though. This is interesting. There's a whole bunch more to support the demigods having power on a cosmic scale. But arguing on Reddit sucks, and I feel like this gets nah, that's fine. But see, this is the best part about these videos. We're not arguing. We're easily discussing things. Because I'm reading a discussion, I'm giving my input, framing a conversation for the comments, and then in the comments we have the discussion. And you know, nothing can get too toxic on YouTube comments, of course. But yeah, nah, this is still all really good information. Definitely good. But with that said, if Radahn's gravity magic can hold back certain, like, I don't know, I don't 100% see the connection between limitless and gravity magic, but there is some sort of correlation where it's like, if he's able to just reverse Gojo's limitless, couldn't he just use it against them? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, if Radahn does have that hacks, like, Gojo doesn't make it out of Caelid, which is rough, man. Which is rough. Radahn's nerfed. He's basically a mid-game boss. But, like, lore has him to be this... Yeah, so that's weird. That's why people are, like, hard carry the scale of Elden Ring. That makes sense. Because otherwise there's no other hacks. Like, I can't see Morgott doing any of that. What about the... You know what? Yeah, the astral beings or whatever. Nah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Gojo would be doing decently at first as the enemies in Elden Ring vary massively in power, the lower ends being completely fodder. However, he definitely is not soloing. Even if you don't buy the higher ends for their stats, the hacks in Elden Ring undeniably are insanely strong. For example, we have Radahn being able to hold, yeah, we were just talking about this, hold back the stars, which then removes the fate of the world. The greater will can also manipulate the laws of their universe, such as death. Yeah, see, no, that's where... See, okay, let's say Radahn doesn't work. When it comes to Malekith, isn't, like, Malekith able to just, like, oh, you're dead? You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, see, the Greater Will can also manipulate the laws of their universe, such as death, casualty, etc., and yet has no means of handling the Scarlet Rot's spread to even the Elden Ring itself, which pretty directly controls the laws of the universe. But then, like, how does a Tarnish get through this, then? If something as powerful and important to the world as the Elden Ring even can be corrupted, I don't see Gojo faring well against Caelid. Okay, so basically, we have Gojo getting to Caelid, probably losing to Radahn. Maybe even a high ball would be Gojo making it to what, Destined Death. But Gojo still seems to do fairly well against Malenia. I've never seen JJK, but I know for a fact the Grafted Scion would have eaten. Also pretty sure he destroys Elden Ring. Oh, this guy never seen JJK, but he thinks he can destroy Elden Ring. That's interesting. The only way I could see him dying is a bloody finger showing up and chainsaw glitching him, but even then I doubt it. Okay. Oh my god, this is crazy the chainsaw glitch got into this conversation. Oh my god, that's amazing. Let's go, dude. Let's go. That's wild. Rare invader reference in a non-invader friendly sub. Well, it's not Elden Ring related really, but that's pretty hilarious. That's pretty hilarious.